So in this battle, I'm using the Groudon deck because I have in-game challenge to deal 1,000 damage to opposing Pokemon with my fighting type Pokemon. Um, so I don't get a great hand because I only have one basic Pokemon to put out. And I'm also not going first, which means I would have the opportunity to attack on my first turn, but this throw requires 2 energy cards to attack. So it's not terrible, it's just not optimal. It's not the best thing that could possibly happen. But the good thing is I have some options of trainer supporter cards in my hand to use, and I can use a supporter card on my first turn because I'm going second. So I decided to go for the Cynthia because I can only use one trainer card per turn, or one supporter card per turn rather. And so it doesn't really do much for me to have 3 or 4 supporter cards in my hand at the same time. What I really need is more basic Pokemon, and so the Cynthia helps me do that. So I end up with a Gibble and a Groudon on my bench, which is good. I'm set up pretty nicely here. So Throw is a very strong Pokemon if any of my bench Pokemon have damage on them. When my bench Pokemon don't have any damage on them, then he does 30 damage with 2 energy cards, which is just okay. But if any of my bench Pokemon do have damage on them, he does 120 damage, which is so good. Especially because he has 120 HP himself. So it's hard to knock him out. If he's able to get out there with 2 energy cards and no damage on him, and one of my bench Pokemon has damage on them, then he's just, basically one-shotting stuff with 2 energies, which is really good. And so I have a draw energy in my hand. Oh, 2 of them now. So I probably put one on the Throw because he only needs 1 fighting type energy and 1 colorless, which means any type of energy will work. So here I'm deciding. I go for the Cynthia because I said it in my last video. I really don't like the Lily cards. It's really rare for me to have like a Lily card and then like only 1 or 2 cards in my hand. And then it's great because you pick up more than 3. But most of the time I either can't use the Lily because I have more than 6 cards in my hand already, or I have like 4 or 5 cards in my hand, and so I'm drawing less than 3. I see. So I retreat here because my Throw is only doing 30 damage, and if he evolves this Darumaka, then he's able to do 110 damage, which is exactly the amount to knock out my Throw. And so it's like, if I kept him out, I would deal 30 damage, and then I would get knocked out. Yep, see, he gets it. So he's going to do 110. But this Groudon's going to survive. So if the Groudon survives, I could put an energy card on him and use Drought to set up one of my benched Pokemon to then come out and fight this Darmanitan. Yeah, I'm trying to think what I would... So it makes sense to use the draw energy on the Groudon since he doesn't need a fighting type energy. I get to draw a free card. So that Passimian is really good at the beginning of the game as like your starting out Pokemon, because with 1 energy card he gets to draw 2 cards and deal 20 damage, which is it's almost too good. Like usually you need an energy card to draw 1 or 2 cards and you don't deal any damage, and it's really good. So I'm going for the Drought to put these 2 energy cards on. Yeah, looks like I'm setting up the Garchomp. And the reason why I didn't evolve it into Garchomp when I could is because I didn't want to give my opponent more information than they needed. I wanted them to think, oh, he might evolve it if he gets the card he needs in his hand. But he sees I only have 3 cards and he's thinking, well, he didn't evolve it last turn, so he must not have it. And so he might plan his turn as if I don't have it and as if I'm not going to get it. Okay, he switches. Yeah. So what happens is I think I get hit on my Groudon, and then I use the switch. And the reason why I could have set up the Throw. That way, Groudon has damage on it, Throw does 120 damage. But I think the reason why I didn't do that is because he had the Darmanitan out, who has 130 HP, so the Throw wouldn't have been able to knock him out. Yeah, so the downside to Groudon is that he has a retreat cost of 3, which is high. But but I have the switch, which is good. So I use this Pokemon communication. What do I grab? So I'm thinking about grabbing the Mew so that he can't hurt my bench Pokemon, but I don't think he has any Pokemon that really do that. So I think, yeah, I decide against it. Yeah, so I just grabbed the Timple. It's not like a really strong choice. It's just like, oh, like, you know, it's good to have one of everything. If I get the evolved version of Timple, that'll be good. Oh, so here, yeah, I do 80 damage and I can remove one energy card to do 40 more. So I knock out this Mewtwo. That was a good turn. So if it brings out this Darmanitan, he's going to do 110 damage. I don't know why he has 3 energy cards on this one, because you have to remove all your fire energy cards when you do the attack, the Flare Blitz. But having extra energy cards doesn't let it deal any extra damage, so he's just throwing away an extra energy card. Fisherman is a really, really good supporter card. You get to grab up to 4 energy cards from your discard pile and put them in your hand. Yeah, and then the ability on the it's not Slandit. I think it's the evolved version of Slandit. I don't remember the name of it, but its ability is called Roast Reveal, and so you get to discard a fire energy card to draw 3 cards, and you can do that once per turn. So that's a really, really strong ability. So like that paired with the Fisherman. So like in hindsight, he should have done that first and then used the Fisherman to get an extra energy card back. So I can do 80 damage or 120. Yeah, I think I just do as much damage as I can. Oh, you know what? He can't attack unless he uses a Welder. Welder lets you put 2 fire energy cards on a Pokemon and then draw 3 cards. It's like, Welder's so good. So I think I do that to force him to be like, if you don't have the Welder, your Pokemon's going to die. Because he couldn't even switch without a switch card. So he used a switch card. He has the Salazzle out. So he'll knock out the Garchomp, which is fine. I think... Oh... Yeah, and he has just enough damage output to knock out the Groudon, because Groudon's hurt 70 and has 130, so the 60 will knock him out. I think I was hoping to put the Groudon out, get hit. No, I'd have to get hit twice. Well, put the Groudon out, use Drought, get hit, and then switch, but I wouldn't be able to switch either, because I don't have the switch card. So I'm not in a terrible spot, but let's see what I do. Yeah, so I think I sacrificed the Groudon to set up. Or at least that was my intention, but I don't have any energy cards. Yeah, so I just let him knock it out. I don't know if that was the best move. Maybe I should have put up the Passimian, because he would have had to attack it twice. It would have saved me 1 turn. And if I had gotten an energy card, I could have potentially put the one on Passimian to use the Spike Draw. So he has the Welder. Let's see what he uses it on. It would make sense to put it on the Darmanitan so that he can come out and attack. Do 110. No. This is weird. So he put 1 energy card on... I can't remember its name now. The Torracat. Oh no, he didn't use the Welder. I'm sorry. I saw him pick up the Welder. He didn't use it. So I'm in a tough spot right here. So I get the energy card I need. So now I have to choose, do I attack with Palpitoad or do I evolve it into Seismitoad? Seismitoad wouldn't be able to attack because I don't have enough energy cards, but he has a really strong ability where I get to look at my deck, pick any card, and put it on the top of my deck. I think my idea here is I want to get the number of prizes down, and so he's going to hit me for 60, and then I'll knock him out the next turn. And this is also putting damage on my Passimian, so that, let's say Palpitoad gets knocked out, if Throw is set up, the damage on Passimian will let Throw do 120 per turn, which is really good. So he has the Incineroar. Incineroar has a very strong ability, which is all Pokemon on his side of the field do an extra 30 damage. which is a lot, especially if you have a Pokemon that does like 10 or 20 damage with one energy card. Now they're doing 40 to 50. And so Flamethrower that usually does 90 basically always does 120 because of his ability. And that's with 2 energy cards. He has to discard one of them. I'm also surprised he discarded the fire energy card. You would think you'd want to discard the psychic energy card. That way you always have the fire one on you, and that way it doesn't matter if the card you have is a fire or a psychic, you'd be able to put it on an attack. So that was like the one time, and the times are pretty rare, where Lily is good. So here I'm in a tough spot, because if I set up the throw, like this Passimian's going to get knocked out, and then throw's only going to do 30 damage. Because even if I pick up a new Pokemon, I won't have any damage on it. So I think I have to go for the Spike Draw here, and just hope I get something. So Lady is also a very strong supporter card. You get to pull up to 4 energy cards from your deck. So a deck that has like a Lady and a Fisherman is a pretty strong deck as far as being able to pull the energy cards when you need them. And there's certain decks that really require a lot of energy cards, like the Dragonite deck is one of them, because every time Dragonite attacks he has to discard 3. So that made more sense. He did the attack and then he discarded the psychic energy. So throws out, he has no energy cards on him. Yeah, I have to use the Pokemon Fan Club here. I need to get some Pokemon on my bench. So I go for the Gible and the Tympole because I have the evolved versions of those 2 Pokemon on my bench. And I'm really in a tough spot. There's only 2 prizes left. From here, it's looking like I'm not going to win this. Because like he has so many cards in his hand, I have to assume he has a fire energy card or he has a way to get one. Or really any energy card. So he's going to knock out the throw. Yeah, I think I'm just going to be able to put out this Gabite with 2 energy cards and deal 40 damage. Or Palpitoad with 1 energy card and deal 60 damage. It's just not going to knock anything out. Yeah, so I evolve it just because I can. And then I think I end up using this. I think I'm just doing. I think I know I'm dead. I'm just doing all the options I can possibly do. Yeah, shuffle my hand into my deck, draw 5 cards. It's not gonna like. There's not a card I could draw that's gonna turn things around. I can't even evolve this Gabite into a Garchomp this turn because I just evolved in this turn. Yeah, that's game over. Wait, what is he doing? I think he's taking pity on me. Oh, it didn't matter. Oh, the extra 30 damage from the Incineroar dealt 100 damage. I think he was just being cocky. So I haven't finished the challenge yet.